Hey guys, working on a new project here. As you can see, I have a good bit of insulation foam. And what's going to be happening here is I'm going to be building a hot room inside of the garage here. And I'm going to be raising black soldier flies. So, stay tuned. Well, it's getting there. Stay tuned. Getting a little farther along here. It's a 16 foot long, it's only 4 feet wide, but that's going to be plenty big to start the soldier flies in here. So I am going to put this is going to be the ceiling. I'm about to put that in, and I'm going to shore everything up and then work on putting a door in. And everything of this entire structure, other than the braces, is going to be made of foam. Even these braces right here are just literally just pieces of drywall foam. And they do nothing other than just kind of keep it somewhat square while I'm doing it. They are not structural. So I'll be doing all that later. The tape, same way, is just kind of holding it in place at the moment. It's just Gorilla Tape. So that's just to hold everything together until I just shore it up from the outside, because this is a temporary structure. It's not going to be up all year long. I'm going to take it down and put it back up every year. So I need it to be something that's easily taken apart and easily put back together. So anyway, you will see hopefully this roof on here properly, and then working on the door. So see you guys in a bit. All right, we have ourselves a ceiling. Well, we're basically a foam storage container at this point. Going to do a little bit of bracing. I'm thinking about, I have that open at the end over there to kind of leave as a ventilation side. But I'm going to put a flap of foam up there now. That way nothing can actually get out of there right now, because it's going to be in the middle of winter. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to work on putting a door on, and then getting the electrical system in here and getting everything warm and seeing how that works. Alright, well, we'll see how it goes. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you some of the black soldier fly pre-pupa that I have going on here. These little guys are going to be my starters for, there's a ton of them in there too. This is pretty much almost solid with them down in there, and then there's another like 1,000 or so in here yet. This is the indoor feeder bin that I have that I'm just kind of starting with, but you can kind of see they're just kind of everywhere in there at the moment. But this is a very small group to kind of start out with for the numbers that I will be growing. But just wanted to show you, this is how I started everything before I actually started breeding the flies and everything. So this is just started with a good chunk of them in here, and then growing them up. I'm going to be hatching them out and moving them to the hothouse. So next step you'll see in the video, I think, is the kind of the fixing of the lights, or possibly putting a door on or something like that. But I'm working on it day by day, getting it ready. Alrighty, well, now that the front is on, just wanted to show you guys, just the front door here is just kind of sat in, it's just put on with these are actually from a pair of crutches. So like center parts there, I just pulled those out and threw them on there as a handle. And have your inside now, we're all framed up, sealed up in the back. I went ahead and did a little bit of spray foam insulation up and around the corners and the edges, just kind of help everything kind of a little more airtight. Didn't want to have to worry about that too much more. Don't need these anymore, so I'm going to take those brackets down so you can kind of get a gist of what it looks like on the inside here. And these big 55 gallon bins, I have those mounted up on the sides over here. Suddenly my phone doesn't want to, there we go. I'm going to be doing the lighting system next, which is going to be these big domes with the 250 watt heat bulbs in them. I got 4 of those. And I also have some daylight bulbs in the back, because in the back here, from about this little section, probably about right here, so we get a good like 4-foot square right here. This is all going to be where the adults are going to be laying their eggs. So I'm going to screen this little area in here, and the rest of it is going to be production area for the grubs and all that. Well, in this case, I guess they are technically fly maggots, but we'll see what you want to call them, and then see if I can sit this in from the inside. I might have to put a little handle on the inside here, maybe a rope through it or something like that. It's trying hard to do one-handed. So I'm structured that way. All right, well, there we go. All right, well, it is dark as anything in here, isn't it? So I'll put my flashlight on a second. Okay, well, this is the room. Completely sealed off. You can actually see a little bit of light coming through there. I will have to seal the actual main frame of that door around there a little bit better, and I might put a weather stripping on the inside right here. That way you can kind of have something along like right in where my hand is right here on the inside, even if it's like a double piece of tape like I have as these brackets here to kind of hold everything in place. They are screwed in as well to keep them from popping out. But anyway, just wanted to show you guys the door is there, functional, structure is ready, and now I just have to do the lighting and it'll be all set. Just one quick thing. Here is the little fly room in the back here. I actually ran out of window screen, so I had to kind of cobble a little bit together here poorly for the time being, so I will replace that with a full sheet later. But I put this piece of insulation board in a little bit lower than the rest of it to kind of block out all that light coming from there. Hopefully it doesn't stop the heat at all, but I might just perforate this a little bit, and just punch a bunch of holes to that. But what I'm hoping happens is that it blocks the light out from the actual grub bins, so they don't get disturbed by this light back here, because when you're inside the actual fly area here, it's just, you know, netting all the way around. Then just that, but these lights are bright. Holy cow. They are LED grow lights, so I mean they're not hot at all. You can see, grab and hold them here. So they don't have any temperature to them. They're glass on the end, but anyway, so that's that. Little fly room is constructed. It's very small, but you know, this can fit a couple thousand flies inside of it, so this should be plenty big for what I need. So I'm just gonna put a little thing in here and a bunch of pieces of, actually I'm probably going to hang them from the ceiling up here, pieces of insulation, or yeah, insulation, cardboard. That way they can lay the eggs inside of those. So I'm going to try that. I'm probably going to introduce the flies tonight, which is the first thing that'll be in here. So we'll see how that how they survive as in the morning. So all right, next scene will probably be building the bin, because the construction of the actual hothouse here is pretty much done. You know, I will sure up and frame up later, but right now it's all put together and everything is set. Alrighty, well, my little hatching container down there, starting to get them to slowly move out. If my phone will unfocus on the close one and focus on the far one, maybe. See a couple flies in the background there. Seems like they, are slowly moving, but getting out there. So next, like I said, next move is to build the big old container. But that's the hatching room in the back there. So next, yeah, not the big containers. The well, yeah, the 55-gallon larva bins. So anyway, that should be next. So I'm going to show you guys the adult room over here. Not the brightest of things in the world, are they? I mean, not the bulbs, but the flies. Pang, pang, pang against that constantly. So, it's good, you know, I don't know, maybe 30 or so in here. Not many yet. And maybe a few more. They're kind of stuck around on the screens and corners and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that they, start breeding. I'm not seeing anybody locked up, so I'm not sure that any of them have actually bred yet. But I put these little trays of food scraps down in here. I'm hoping that with this, the one where they're coming out of, this one here, hoping that they lay eggs in these cardboard packs. So, giving that a shot with this. If this first, kind of grouping doesn't lay eggs for me, I'll switch over to one of the really bright, fluorescent, or not fluorescent, like daylight bulbs that they say they need. So, I'm hoping that these grow lights are good enough. But we'll see, I guess. Alright, well, there we go. Alright, a little more construction is underway here. So, the inside of the bin, you can see a sloppy caulk job and some cut tubing. That's going to go all the way down into the bins, both sides here. And that is going to allow the worms to crawl out of these pipes, which are just currently being held on with a very sloppy caulk job with some tape. But it doesn't need to look pretty, it just needs to be functional. That pipe in the center is cut all up with a coping saw to allow drainage. That's going to be where I get the leachate, or the worm goo, out of the bottom, out of this pipe right here. That way these 55-gallon totes do not flood with, essentially maggot poop forever and ever. So I'm going to be filling this up with coconut coir, and probably about that level or so, maybe a little bit lower. And then I'm going to kind of introduce the worms, or, well, maggots, whatever, larvae, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, over here, a little flight area. Let's step in here real quick. Lots of flies still, more and more hatching out constantly. They're all kind of just hanging around still. I'm still not seeing any eggs, which is a little concerning. So hopefully soon I get some eggs up there, or in one of these down here, which these bins have a combination of soil, rotting vegetable matter, and coffee grounds. So hopefully that'll get me something going on. So I need the eggs for the next generation. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that and where we're going from there. And soon we'll be going to the next step, which is, like I said, putting them in the bins. So I only set up one for now, but I'll set up the other ones shortly after. Well, guys, the construction is pretty much done. So I've the bin here. See, it's filled with cocoa fiber in the bottom there, cocoa coir, or whatever you want to call it. Got the ramps with the exits here and all that. All I'm going to be doing here is putting a kind of like a bucket or whatever underneath to catch them when they crawl out. But in the back, I'm just waiting for eggs now. So you can see a couple black soldier flies got out and flew around out here too, which, whatever. But I'm waiting on tons of hatching, and then hopefully production will start. So yeah, a little bit more time. I should have some stuff going on. So hope it all works out. See you in a bit. One more thing. If anyone is deciding to make a small facility like this, it is really, really hot inside of here. So currently we are at a little over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's see, aim it down. Floor is 91. Ceiling is 90. Cold door, 94, 92, 92. So as you see here, as I walk around the room, things get pretty hot. So it's toasty in here. It's a little too hot right now, and I will, like that. That's just reflecting off the black there. It's why it's 120. But the average room in here or the average temperature in here is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the reason it's so warm right now is we're having a little bit of a warm spell here in Pennsylvania, in northern PA. So, outside is 52. Now, it is just a handful of days till Christmas. And the ground's 40. Yeah, we're like in the high 40s, low 50s right now. And that's creating a ton of extra heat. It was like 61 today. So it's really making this room very hot. Normal days, when it was like 13 degrees the other night or something, and it was, I believe, about 84 in here. And that's what I want, is like the mid 80s. So it's a little hot right now. Not going to hurt them for a couple days, just like they would be out in the wild. But yeah, it's a little on the toasty side, but the winter will, settle those temps back down for me. So I just wanted to let you guys know that real quick as a last little aside there. So if you're interested in seeing more of this kind of stuff, I can make more videos of how the fly room is doing, and also continue with my hike videos and all that. So, if you guys are interested in it, continue to like the videos, watch the videos, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will see you all around.